Black Americans and minorities face many hardships pursuing careers in the media industry. Seeking opportunities in the field can be very discouraging. Roadblocks are deliberately placed in the path of Black Americans and minorities, becoming a tall rejection wall for diversity. This research video contains interviews with CEOs and professionals explaining the obstacles they have encountered in the media broadcasting industry.
What inspired me to get into television broadcasting? I think I was in elementary school. There was a show down here called the Skipper Chuck Show. There was a local kid show to be on Channel 4. And I was one of the, audience members, contestants, as you can see. You have to write in to be on the show, so my mother write in for me, and I got tickets to go there. And when I got there, I was actually more impressed about the behind the scenes activity than I was what was happening in front of the camera.
When I was 19 years old, I had the opportunity to meet one of the true pioneers in the black publishing business, and that was a man by the name of Earl Graves. And I met Mr. Graves and had an opportunity to tour his office, and for a young man like myself, and witnessed black success. It was my first time witnessing black success. I said, Mr. Graves, one day I will be a publisher. That meeting, and I'm backing up a little bit, that meeting changed my life. Of course, you go to school and you have ideas of what you want to do. You're in college, I want to do this, I want to do that. But from that point on, it didn't matter what I took in class, what I took in college, what I majored in, because I was going to be a magazine publisher. And at the age of 32 years old, guess what? I became a magazine publisher.
Oh man, I love news. It was kind of crazy being at the age of 8, 9, and 10 years old, having a fascination for political campaigns, and then loving the local news I was watching in Atlanta growing up. I just had a fascination for news. But the big thing I loved the most was telling people things they didn't know. I just love seeing their faces when they said, oh, I didn't know that. Because for me, that's what journalism is all about, digging deep, getting the facts so people will know them, and they can take that with them and say, hey, if it wasn't for DéLeon, I wouldn't have known this. So that's a pretty cool feeling, just informing people. That's what it's all about.
Many Black Americans and minorities strive for excellence, but still are met with dream-crushing obstacles in the media industry.
And take a good look at this video right next to me. Police need your help finding the driver of this vehicle after a man was found hit to death here in northwest Miami-Dade. I'll tell you what you need to know just minutes ahead.
You gotta work smart, and you gotta know what you're doing. And it takes a lot of intestinal fortitude as well. So sometimes.
For True Life Radio, home of R&B and throwbacks. Now we go live. I've been trying to get it to go live for a minute on Facebook Live.
Temperamental.
I know.
In the news now, a 5-year-old rushed to the hospital after a dog goes on the attack. The dog's owner speaking with 7 News, apologizing to the child's family, and that's not all.
You'll find in a business that already has limited jobs is that I found myself being on the top of my game, but not getting the opportunities that I felt I should have gotten, that I know I earned. Let me just say that I never went into this with thinking that I could just show up and be on top and be number one. But when you're working hard and you're working smart and you're told that you're the best at what you do, but yet you still are not being paid or given the opportunities like you're at the top of your game, that's why I decided to make my own opportunity and start Mature Life Radio.
Well, the challenges that you face, that you probably face in every other industry that you go in, and people taking you serious, people thinking that you can handle the job, being a young person coming in, you're going to get the grunt work, you're going to get the work that nobody else wants, you're going to be a grip, you're going to be a camera assistant, and people just thinking if you belong, people thinking if you have the gravitas to do what you're doing, and that's the challenge that most of us are probably going to face, but you have to overcome that. You have to go past that. You have to exceed the expectations of what someone may think of you or what box they put you in, you know. So you have to know that you can make it. It's going to be challenging, it's not going to be easy. Getting in the door is never easy, but once you get in, you can just flourish and just grow and just progress.
When you first start a business and you're black, and especially if you're young, there's something that's called access to capital, which we don't have and we don't get for a variety of reasons. It may be credit, it may be experience, it may be a number of things. Maybe we can't find a co-signer, a number of things. So finding access to capital was a big problem. But you know what? You have something called in your belly that's called intestinal fortitude. And you know what? You take that intestinal fortitude and you just ride with it. And you say, I'm going to make this happen. And I made it happen. You know, we've been in business now for around 25 years. And it's a good feeling for 25 years having all my checks, all the checks that have come to me, has had my name on it, had my company name on it. Didn't say IBM Corporation, or didn't say Turner Broadcasting, or whomever it may be. It's addressed to my company, and I'm signing it. I'm the signee. That's a great feeling. Let me tell you, being in control of your own destiny.
It's a tough road, honestly. It took me a long time to get a job in this industry, about 6 or 7 months. I got a lot of no's. I feel like as a black man in this industry, or a black person in general, there are challenges. There are a lot of challenges because they look at you, hey, how do you look? How do you speak? How are you dressed? I really feel like as a black male in this industry, you have to have tailored suits. If they're not tailored, if they don't look good, you're not going to be on television. I feel like we have to be twice as good, you know, not just like everyone else. We have to, you know, put ourselves to a higher standard. That's why you see a lot of people of color in this business who, when they are out in the industry, they're working extremely hard because they know that if they're just as good as their white counterparts or whatnot, that they might be out. So they have to be twice as good no matter what. So the obstacles were tough for me, but I didn't let it get to me. I just knew from the get-go that I had to be twice as good. I had to work hard. I had to get the best stories. I had to make sure that I was engaging to the viewers, because if I wasn't doing any of that stuff, if I didn't separate myself compared to my other counterparts, then I wouldn't be where I am today in Miami, Florida. So that's one of the big things I had to think about is what can I do to separate myself from everyone else? Because if I try to be just like everyone else, I'm not going to be here. There is no DéLeon Forges.
And by almost every measure, the group that is facing some of the most severe challenges in the 21st century in this country are boys and young men of color.